It's the mayor. Welcome. Welcome to Showface News. You can call me what you want. Just don't call me woke. You already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. You rocking with the town favorite, Showface News. It's Big Gotham, the real New York mayor, F. Eric Adams, and all the way from Flushing, Queens. We got the one and only Sue Young. Stop playing. And that's word to Sue Young. You heard. Stop playing. Listen, gang. We back again with another one. Just so y'all know, we got super chats, gang. We got super chats, champ. But we also got memberships. If you want to become a member of the Showface News channel, you can join today, champs. You can join today. You heard? Listen. Hassan Campbell is bugging again. I haven't spoken about Hassan in a long time. It's been a minute since I talk about Hassan Campbell, right? Hassan Campbell is wild, champs. Listen, you already did enough violations to Gillie in the past. You said a lot. Salute to and we got our first super chat by the homie Excedrin. Salute, gang. You already know the vibe. Stop playing. But listen, gang. We back again with another one. But Hassan Campbell is wilding on Gillie and Wallo, man. Y'all gotta check this out. This is really nasty. Like I said in the past, Hassan has said some insane things, distasteful things about Gillie and his son's situation. But let's get into it, game. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share the video. Let's go. Come on, champs.
For a long time.
Hold
on. And we all know Wallo been in jail for a long time, so Wallo backed up. He got a lot of white sauce getting ready to come out his pickle on one of them little boys.
What? So, hold on. Talk about. Out the gate, you're wild. First of all, you calling Wallo a Geppetto. Number one. Salute to the homie I smoke hip hop. You called Wallo a Geppetto. For what? What is your reasoning for calling Wallo? What did Wallo ever do to you, bro? Why are you calling Wallo a Geppetto? And you said because he was in jail for a long time, it makes him a Geppetto. Come on, gang.
And we all know Wallo been in jail for a long time, so Wallo backed up. He got a lot of white sauce getting ready to come out his pickle on one of them little boys. This needs a door. Come on, man. Y'all act like y'all don't see what I see. Your son got his TV turned off. And you said you had to be the better man? Them niggas in Philly left your son on the cold concrete. And you ain't do nothing. You got 100 million reasons to turn Philadelphia upside down. Your son, from the grave, you can't even be man enough to defend your son. You know.
This is nasty, yo, bro. Listen. If something happens, let's say Hassan has a son in the same age bracket as Gillie's son who just passed away. If your son is in the same situation, what you gonna do? You're gonna make sure the person that did it gets what they deserve. If you know who did it in the first place, I don't even know if they know who did it or not. I don't even know if the person who did it has been taken into custody. I don't know what happened. I don't know, so I can't answer that question. But is Gillie obligated to try and risk his freedom because a man took his son away? Is he obligated to try to send that man to Allah now? Is he obligated to do that? Listen. And by the way, in the chat, y'all gotta relax on the language, champs, respectfully. Chill on the language. But yeah, bro, it's how you gonna say that about? You don't even know what that man going through. You seen that man, y'all seen that man cry. You seen the man cry on a podcast about his son's passing. He had to literally wash the body and everything. And you gonna still sit up here and try to tell him he not a man enough to get back for his son is disgusting, bro. What are we doing? Didn't you learn your lesson from last time, bro? You threatened to take Doggy Diamond's buns last time, bro. You threatened to do the disgusting act of bun snatching to Doggy Diamonds, and now we're here talking about a man's child that passed, his firstborn son passing away due to ignorant violence in Philadelphia, bro. This is super out of pocket. I'm not gonna lie. But let's keep it going. My fault, gang. Come on.
Why? Because when you made that sacrifice to sacrifice your son, you didn't, or you're not gonna sacrifice the money by putting yourself in prison. You don't even love your son to go, in the law, in the Quran, a law says, shout out to the 6,200 people in the building, a law says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You won't fight for your son because you don't want to lose that money that you inherited off of his death. Let's get to that.
That'd be hate, bro. Everybody pocket watching. See, this is what I be talking about, bro. Son passes after you get 100 mil. Let me tell you, a lot of y'all will never see 100 million in your life, right? Why is everybody so focused on that bread, bro? The narrative that people get a large sum of money automatically means that, oh, yeah, you sacrificing somebody. Oh, that's hate. That's hate. Why you watching the man's pockets? Why you continue to watch the man's money? Why? The man has a successful podcast with his partner Wallo. You want to call Wallo with your pedo. Nasty. You can't just be successful without somebody saying that you're an evil person or you did a sacrifice. You did this. It's nasty. Don't nobody care about the other person on the other side who got to go through the trauma of losing a loved one, right? We just gonna jump out the window and say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, he did that. He's responsible. That's why he got all that bread. That's hate. That's hate rhetoric. How about that? That's hate rhetoric. That's hate speech. That's the real hate speech right there. That's nasty work. This is out of pocket, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is nasty. This is a very nasty take. I ain't gonna lie. And salute to Theodore Nunn in the chat. Man, this is honestly, this is disgusting, bro. This is like people are mad in general about the contract. It's weird. Like people see the contract and they're like, yeah. So if Gillie was broke. Let's just say Gillie didn't get any money, right? Would people still be speaking sacrifice, or it's because he got the money, which is why people are saying, okay, it has to be a sacrifice because it's a large sum of money. And that's the problem, because a lot of people don't get to see a lot of money, especially when you don't know any people that have that kind of money or speak to people who have that kind of money. Me personally, I've spoken to people who have that kind of money before. I have. And when you're not around that, you have a hard time believing that money's attainable without doing something nasty. You feel what I'm saying? You can get that money without being a sick person. Like, you automatically assume in order for you to get large amounts of money, like 100 million, that you have to do something sinister to get it. You don't. Everybody who's rich ain't get rich because you think that they did some type of sacrificial thing or something against their will, against their morale. And look, there are cases where people do things against their own moral compass in order to get some type of position or money. In fact, people in the working industry, period, like people who work on the workforce, you see people at your job, do things against their own moral ethics to try to get farther in the company, right? And they're not getting nowhere near 100 mil. Would you believe if somebody was actually doing something without having to brown nose to get 100 million? You don't believe that. Well, you're not in a position, so you don't understand. That's why you hate. Because subconsciously it's hate. It's not normal for you to think this way. It's nasty. It's hateful thinking. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. C-Max said straight disrespectful. If I was Gillie, I might have to have a talk with that man. A talk is not enough. A talk is an understatement. I'm not having a talk with bro. Bro gonna have to see me. Like, bro, why you keep mentioning me and my son who just passed? The man can't even grieve in peace without someone saying something insane, bro. This is nasty work. Hit the like button and share the video. I'm gonna run it back for you.
And we all know Wallo been in jail for a long time, so Wallo backed up. Wallo backed up. He got a lot of white sauce getting ready to come out his pickle on one of them little boys. This needs a door. Come on, man. Y'all act like y'all don't see what I see. Your son got his TV turned off. And you said you had to be the better man? Them niggas in Philly left your son on the cold concrete. And you ain't do nothing. You got 100 million reasons to turn Philadelphia upside down. Your son, yo, from the grave, you can't even be man enough to defend your son. You know why? Because when you made that sacrifice to sacrifice your son, you didn't, or you're not going to sacrifice the money by putting yourself in prison. You don't even love your son to go, yo, in the law, in the Quran, Allah says, shout out to the 6,200 people in the building, Allah says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You won't fight for your son because you don't want to lose that money that you inherited off of his death. Let's get to that.
Yo, this is out of pocket. Salute to, how I say your name? Old Frick Storm Cloak. I hope I'm saying that right. He said this is so foul. Yeah, this is disgusting, bro. Like, this is very disgusting. Why would you so like, bro? You do understand. You're talking about somebody's going through a very trying time in their life, dog. A very troubling time. Why would you be trying to kick this person down or even trying to present an issue to this person because you mad? It seems like everybody, man, he got the 100 mil contract, bro. It's out of pocket, bro. You know what I'm saying? He said people who won the lottery, you don't hear nothing about sacrifice talk about them. You feel me? It gotta be somebody popular and famous with status that everybody's going after. So is it hate subconsciously that you have for these individuals who are successful with what they do in life? Is that hate? Is that built up hate and you using sacrifice as a cover up for your true hate for the person based on their successes and you wishing that they was in a position? Because it gotta be a super duper insecurity for you to assume that anybody who's getting a whole bunch of money is automatically down with some sick cult or sick type of activity. Why you can't, a person just can't make money without all the extras? You feel what I'm saying? It's too much, bro, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bringing Islam into it is even worse because Gillie's firstborn son that passed away, he actually had to do, it was actually an Islamic style funeral. Like it was done in the Muslim faith. You dig? It's nasty, dog. 30 Red says it's cool for him to talk about someone else's kids, but it's not with his. But then again, when do we ever see him with his? I mean, he was with him a few times on the live, but I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, doing this could really get you in trouble. Let's put it like that. Doing this could really get you in trouble. Like, listen, Hassan has said some of the most outrageous things you've ever heard on a YouTube platform, man. I mean, from threatening to snatch Doggy Diamond's buns to this. You know what I'm saying? Dare I say this is worse than that because you're talking about someone's deceased relative. Nasty. Yeah, man. Wolfgang says Hassan Campbell has a problem. Something gonna happen to him. I'm not wishing bad on him, but you don't speak about people like that, especially when it comes to the death of their love. Yeah, man, that's super duper out of pocket, bro. Super out of pocket. I'm not gonna lie, but bro, this is different, bro. This is really different. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is really different. Like, and people was watching this, bro. Like, 6,200 people was watching this. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. He says that man he was going to do something to people, kids, bro. Like, do YouTube like that? No, YouTube doesn't like that. When you talk about people's children and you talking about doing anything heinous to someone's seeds, it's not a go. No, out of pocket. Now, this in particular, he's pretty much accusing him of doing something to his own child, and that he's a sucker because he didn't try to get any get back for his son. And he said he didn't really say anything bad about his son. He says that he would allow something to happen to his son, which means he's trying to accuse him of him being the reason that his son is gone. So it's misinformation is what it truly is. You know what I'm saying? Etc. says certain situations are not meant to be disrespectful. Yeah, man. He said he sacrificed buns for being butter. Yeah, I mean, hey. Champ, he said, bro, do you remember when Hassan Campbell did the Hadouken Street Fighter sound effects? Dude is completely bugged out. Yeah, I reacted to that video way back when. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I know exactly what video you're talking about. I do. Bro be tweaked out, bro. That's what it is. Bro be tweaked out, but this is super out of pocket. Like I said, like, you're literally disrespecting this man, and this man is going through probably the most hardest moment of his life, losing his son, man. He ain't lose no kids before. This is his first time, losing a child, bro. And you can't imagine how traumatic that is. Now, you lost your child, you would want respect from everybody. You would want everybody to cope with you. Like, I think Hassan be forgetting. Y'all remember when Hassan Campbell's mother was on her, I don't know if his Hassan's mother is still alive or not. I have no idea. But y'all do remember when she was sick in the hospital and Hassan was literally crying on stream. Wanted support from everybody. But now you're going to disrespect somebody who needs support, and their only son, not only son, but their firstborn son passes away, and you're going to try to kick the man down and act like the man. Like, come on, bro. You can't do that. That's corny, bro. Because had it been the shoe been on the other foot, you gonna be crying, bro. Respectfully. Salute to Gillie, man. Gillie's a real one. And I hope he do, pull through with losing his son, man. We can't be disrespecting people just because, it's something that algae wants, or because everybody's saying it. I don't care what who said. Show proof that Gillie sacrificed his son. That's corny, bro. Let the man grieve. Let the man breathe. Trolio was popping. Let the man breathe, champ. Oh, man. I think he was in Hawaii when he was crying, if I'm not mistaken. He started smiling afterwards. Yeah, he was in Hawaii. He was talking about the tree, and the tree had a name, and he bugged out. Listen, all I can tell you is this, right? Hassan Campbell does have issues. I think I mentioned this in the past, right? That Hassan was one of those people who wanted to be a part of everything. He had a little bit going on up top, all right? Up top, he has a lot, currently still has a lot going on. The man needs therapy. He is a victim after all. He needs therapy. He shouldn't be out here saying what he's saying. And he does need therapy. He truly needs therapy, man. You know what I'm saying? He needs therapy, respectfully. Champ for a reason says saying somebody got their snot by rocks always been disrespectful to me. I agree, because saying someone got their snot by rocks would inquire that you are encouraging or making fun of them, getting tortured, whatever the case may be. If you're gonna say someone got their snot box rocks, it's like the same thing as Chris Tucker and Friday saying you got knocked the F out, right? It's the same thing. It ain't no difference than Chris Tucker and Friday saying you got knocked the F out, because you kind of making fun of the fact that something happened to them. You feel me? Same thing. Same thing to me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how y'all feel, but that's the same thing. But yeah, everything is not about likes and views. Sometimes it's real life, bro. This ain't no make-believe. Y'all got these fairy tale sacrifices y'all be talking about. Fairy tale sacrifices, bro. fairy tale sacrifices that did not happen. You're making them up in your head and saying, oh yeah, sacrifice champ. Look, he got 100 mil. Oh, champ, sacrifice. 100 mil, someone in the family passed away. It must be a sacrifice, champ. Look at all that money he got. He got it because of this. Like, what? You literally made that up. Like, bro, people literally be making this stuff up. How do you make something up like that? It's crazy. Feel me? Like, super out of pocket, man. How do you make something up and then use it as fact? Like, people are going on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, talking about the man's sacrifice. Like, that's crazy, bro. That is menacing. That's insane. Is it not? And then you call Wallo a Geppetto. Why did you call Wallo a Geppetto for? That's crazy. What did Wallo do to this man, dog? Champs.
Sure. And we all know Wallo been in jail for a long time, so Wallo backed up. Wallo backed up. He got a lot of white sauce getting ready to come out his pickle on one of them little boys.
Like, where do you get this from? Where do you get this from, bro? This is nasty, bro. Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from, bro? Where do you randomly get their Wallo? Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's nasty. Is this not the nastiest thing ever, bro? I'm saying. Why, bro? That's all I'm asking is why. Like, come on, dog. Like, have you not learned your lesson from last time? Now you're lying on people. You're lying on people, bro. You're saying the worst things. You're accusing people of doing heinous things. Someone can go out here and push this as a narrative, bro, and it could affect the man's life. What if somebody really pushed this narrative that Wallo was really that way, and Wallo misses out on opportunities based on people believing it? I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying, for instance, what if you put this out here and it affects Wallo's actual life and money and his family and etc. based upon things that you said that are not true? No man would ever speak on another. Hey, bro, it's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. That's what it is. It's out of pocket, game. Respectfully. Excedrin says it best. They only say that when someone black becomes successful. You got to be a successful black man to go through this nonsense. I mean, truthfully, it could be anybody, but in our community, the woke community likes to lie on people, likes to make up narratives on people because it fits the narrative that they want it to fit, because they want to feel important. Nobody says the things that they say because they don't want to feel important. No. They want to feel very much important, gang. That's why people lie like they lie. That's why people are always constantly lying on people, constantly making them narratives, constantly saying this, that, and the third. Oh, champ. Well, the reason that happened is because of this, champ. Numerology. Well, if I put his name, which starts with the letter A, and I multiply it by 5, and you know the fifth letter is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then like that's what these guys be on, and that's an insane and sick way to be. I ain't gonna hold you, but that's what they be on, bro. That's the type of time they be on. It's crazy. And then we get to this.
The door. Come on, man. Y'all act like y'all don't see what I see. Your son got his TV turned off. And you said you had to be the better man? Them niggas in Philly left your son on the cold concrete. And you ain't do nothing. You got 100 million reasons to turn Philadelphia upside down. Your son, from the grave, you can't even be man enough to defend your son. You know why? Because when you made that sacrifice to sacrifice your son, you didn't, or you're not gonna sacrifice the money by putting yourself in prison. You don't even love your son to go, in the law, in the Quran, Allah says, shout out to the 6,200 people in the building, Allah says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You won't fight for your son because you don't want to lose that money that you inherited off of his death. Let's get to that.
Man. Man. See what I be saying? He said he be sounding like Damon Wayans when he played the conscious brother on Living Color. That's a fact. The nigga know how to do algebra. The nigga know how to do algebraic equations with with niggas' names and whatnot, bro. It's sick, bro. It's sick, bro. Nah, he ain't. Capers is not speaking to me. He's speaking about Hassan, I think. He's not speaking about me. Yeah, bro, and that's what I'm saying. People literally be making these nasty type of accusations off the top of their head like it's correct. No, you're speculating and making things up, champ. He needs to be careful. He needs to not open his mouth at all, to be honest. Because if Wallo and them see this, they're not gonna. If Gillie and Wallo see this, they're not gonna take this lightly because this is messed up, bro. The only person who might be the cooler head to prevail is Wallo, because Wallo is kind of he's not a hothead. He doesn't let these type of things affect him. But Gillie, I don't know. Gillie, he just lost his son. I don't know how much he gonna take with this nonsense being spewed on his name. You know, I don't know how much of this is he's gonna accept. I think the man's been patient enough. The fact that people are trying to start stuff and gaslight Gillie and Wallo says everything. And the fact that certain individuals don't see this as gaslighting and very much disrespectful, if not sinister, shows how sick the internet has become as a collective. Because, bro, there's no reason for you to be violating like this. You know what I'm saying? He said 6,200 in the chat. He feels like he gotta. Maybe it could be clout for clout purposes, but is these clout purposes worth? You know what I'm saying? Losing everything. 050 salute. In fact, I got this from 050 Instagram. I was just on that. Salute, gang. But yeah, like, he's bugging, bro. And I'm telling you, Gillie been real patient. Gillie been super patient. I'll tell you something. If they peep this, they ain't. The only person I know for a fact that ain't really gonna budge behind it is Wallo. But Gillie, though, bro just lost his son, bro. I don't know. Bro just lost his son, bro. I gotta chill, man. Sometimes I just gotta leave people alone, dog. The man got bread. Okay, what that mean? Because the man got 100. So if bro ain't get no money, would you have changed your tune? Or because bro got the money, you feel me? Because bro got the money, you just say, oh yeah, he got the money, therefore I'm just gonna violate. So to everybody in the chat, by the way, I see y'all. I'm gonna run it back though for y'all. Just one more time, I'm gonna run it back because I know some of y'all just came in. You dig? Nah, Capers is good money. That's the homie. I rock with Capers. He be in here all the time. Yeah, Capers is good money. Just so everybody's good. My moderators is my minds be on point. Hit the like, share the video, y'all. Let's get it.
And we all know Wallo been in jail for a long time, so Wallo backed up. Wallo backed up. He got a lot of white sauce getting ready to come out his pickle on one of them little boys. This needs a door. Come on, man. Y'all act like y'all don't see what I see. Your son got his TV turned off. And you said you had to be the better man? Them niggas in Philly left your son on the cold concrete. And you ain't do nothing. You got 100 million reasons to turn Philadelphia upside down. Your son, from the grave, you can't even be man enough to defend your son. You know why? Because when you made that sacrifice to sacrifice your son, you didn't, or you're not going to sacrifice the money by putting yourself in prison. You don't even love your son to go, in the law, in the Quran, Allah says, shout out to the 6,200 people in the building, Allah says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You won't fight for your son because you don't want to lose that money that you inherited off of his death. Let's get to that.
What he say about Wallo? He trying to call Wallo a Geppetto, gang. He said Wallo's a Geppetto, man. He said Wallo is a Geppetto for no reason. Why would you say that? Why would you come out your face and say something insane like that? You trying to call Wallo Africa Bambaataa, champ? That don't make sense. You could call out these people and clear the day, this, that, and the third, but you still ain't did nothing about Bambaataa, champ. You said you love Bambaataa. What type of time you on? You love your predator? What type of time you on, bro? You bugging, bro. He's sus. I mean, he being sus. This is what the people want, apparently. He's trying to entertain that woke crowd. You know, a lot of Hassan's followers is a bunch of woke people who hate a bunch of anybody that got money is the enemy, apparently. Wallo is the enemy, apparently. Gillie's the enemy, apparently. I don't know what type time he on, bro. I'm gonna play with this.
And we all know Wallo been in jail for a long time, so Wallo backed up. Wallo backed up. He got a lot of white sauce getting ready to come out his pickle on one of them little boys.
It's weird, man. What type time you on, bro? What? What type time you on, dog? It's nasty work. Listen, that's Hassan Campbell for you. He clearly ain't learned his lesson from last time. You told Doggy Diamonds he was gonna do something to his buns, man. We all seen it. Part of the reason why YouTube tried to get you up out of here because you was bugging. Anyway, he wasn't jacking that. Like, what, bro? All right. I'm surprised, bro. It's a miracle that your channel was back because, bro, what? So for something like that, YouTube usually never brings somebody back for bugging like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know, bro. I don't know what he got going on up top. He's bugging on. Whatever he got going on up there, it's not healthy, champ. Go see a psychiatrist, get help, get healing, whatever you need to do. But did Hassan serve a few years in prison? I think he did. I think. Can't say that I know for sure, but I believe he has. Doesn't mean that I'm right. I'm only telling you what I believe. I don't know yet. I don't know officially where he's been. Maybe he's been arrested a few times. Maybe he has been booked. I have no idea. What I can tell you right now is that Hassan needs to leave Gillie and Wallo alone. Because if Gillie and Wallo do see this could get ugly. You dig? Renaissance said yes, he did. Okay, so I'm right. But bro's bugging. By the way, gang, in case you didn't know, we got super chats now. You could become a member. You could join the town today. Join the town. The town is open. We got a bunch of new apartments. You dig? The mayor got apartments floating around. We trying to change the town, champ. Join the town. New apartments. You dig? No lease included. New apartments, champs. New apartments, you heard? New corner stores. Yeah, champ. We renovating the town. The town is back. Join the town, you heard? White sauce. Whoa. Only with chicken over rice. We don't know what other white sauce that could be. You dig? This man is sick. Oh man. Dana says, in this world, everybody is either playing with someone's buns or getting their buns played with, because he always goes back to that. This dude is sick. And always has been sick. But the town has new apartments. Join the town, you heard? You see the scenery. It's new. You dig? It's brand new. It looks good. The town looks nice. The mayor. Oh, and we got our first new member. Salute, gang. We see you, champ. Become a member. Join the town. You heard? Join the town today. We're lit. We're back in full effect, champ. Respectfully. But Hassan Campbell, I don't know what type of time you on, bro, but it might get ugly, champ. I ain't gonna hold you. It might get real nasty for you, gang. You can't be wilding like this. This is super out of pocket, bro. This is super duper out of pocket. You're bugging. And yeah, bro. I don't know why you playing with them peoples for, bro. Don't know why you playing with them peoples. But hey, whatever happens, you know. There's definitely no good karma coming your way for this because you know you wrong, bro. And maybe he believes he's right. I could say that he knows he's wrong all I want, but he might believe that everything he's doing is correct. So who am I? You know, but all these false narratives, false allegations, it's pretty disgusting, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. It's pretty nasty. You dig? Make sure y'all hitting that like and getting them likes up. Like the video, share the video, and all that. But it's crazy, dog. It's crazy, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's too nasty, bro. You gotta know when to chill, bro. This ain't no laughing matter. This ain't something that should be used for clout. This ain't that. This is a serious matter. Somebody really lost their son due to ignorant gun violence out there in Philadelphia. You trying to act like bro did something about it. You act like bro was supposed to go out there and find who did it, etc. And he not a real man. Like, how you gonna say the man not a real man, bro? What? The man had to bury his son. It's sick, bro. That's what I'm saying. But do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button. Join the town today. Become a member. We got so much more in store on the way. I need y'all to hit the like button and share the video, gang. But respectfully, we always have the best public service announcement of all time. And that public service announcement is to stop playing. So respectfully, I beg all of you to stop playing. We got so much more content to come. Stay tuned for more. Stop playing.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.